everybody. We're back again to talk some more NFL football. We are already done with Week 13. Heading into Week 14, we got 4 weeks of regular season football left. And this is where, really, if you don't win now, if you're on the bubble's about to pop.
Yep.
You guys to be winning now. But what we're going to do, we're going to recap the winners and losers of Week 13, throw in a little dumpster fire there in the middle, and then we'll talk about who we think the winners and losers of Week 14 is going to be. And we'll go ahead and start out with my Cowboys playing Thursday night. They're my Cowboys against this. They actually won. Yep. I don't know if I claim them if they don't win. I'm just kidding. They played Thursday night against the Saints.
And won pretty handily, despite the Kellen Moore's offense struggle.
Yeah, 27-7. Their offense did not look really, really good. And with as much talent as they've got, you'd think that their offense would be looking a whole lot better. But their defense got four interceptions.
The big D in Dallas stands for Dan Quinn.
Yeah, the big D in Dallas stands for Dan Quinn's defense. He has brought defense back to the big D, and that's really what helped him win that game was defense. But
that was the best hire Jerry Boy has made. The Palpatine.
4 picks from 4 different people. One of them a pick 6, and and Diggs, which is Stephon Diggs' brother, which is pretty cool.
He's got 9 interceptions.
9 interceptions for a breakout season. So the Dallas' defense actually looking pretty good. But let's go ahead and jump on into our Sunday games. We had the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Brady beat the Falcons again.
What did you expect?
I don't think the Falcons can beat Brady. Of course, I think we call that one pretty easily.
What did you expect?
30-17.
What did you expect?
That's really what I expected, I guess, yeah. We had the Cardinals at the Bears. Oh, my, the Cardinals. The Bears are really bad still, ain't they?
Matt Nagy.
The
offensive genius who somehow has not been fired yet.
No, maybe by the end of the year after he kills another quarterback or two.
When will the Bears know how to run an offense as a franchise?
That's a really good question. I don't know if that's. I don't know if there's a really answer to that or not. To be honest, it may never happen. Who knows? We had the Chargers at the Bengals. This was the
Chargers are. I swear, they're the hardest team to figure out.
They'll either beat you by 20 or they'll lose by 20.
They're the most inconsistent football team I've ever seen. But
Justin Herbert is a fantastic young quarterback. Austin Eckler is a fantastic running back. They got a pretty good wide receiver crew.
But they have a good roster, but I feel like
they got no speed. The only speed they've got on the team is Austin Eckler. So if he doesn't catch the ball out of the backfield and run for 50 yards, they don't have a lot.
Well, they do have Keenan Allen, their main.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is good, but he's not a speedster. He's a possession receiver. They don't have any speed on that team other than Austin Eckler coming out of the back.
That was a key victory the Chargers needed to pick up.
Oh, they needed it really bad. They beat the Bengals 41-22.
And the Bengals missed an opportunity here to really solidify their playoff positioning here.
Now, they are still a young team. Burrow's only in his second year.
I guess this was just like a little bit of a young slip-up game for this young team.
Yeah, they're not going. I don't think the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl, not unless they really gel together, which is possible. But like a Ben Roethlisberger back when he was young, like that doesn't happen that often. though. Normally, it takes 2 years to get to feel good, 3 years to get good, 4 years to start to dominate. So I think that's sort of the path that the Bengals are on. They may not win the Super Bowl this year, but next year they'll go deep in the playoffs if they don't win it next year, and then. 4th year, 5th year, I think they probably win the Super Bowl. Yeah. We got the Vikings at the Lions. Congratulations to the Lions.
You got a dub. The Lions finally won
the gold star. You won one.
Congratulations
to the Lions.
Now, congratulations for the Lions.
That was actually a really exciting game, 29-27. It had some scoring in it.
The very
last play of the game, the touchdown on 4th down. I mean, that was as good as you could get. When you throw a 4th down touchdown pass as the last play of the game,
that's a fantastic.
That's a fantastic game.
Speaking of
luckily it wasn't against my Cowboys because that would have sucked. But it's against the Vikings, so okay, that was pretty good.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Well, Minnesota.
Minnesota for Minnesota.
If you've been choking for 40 years, your face would turn purple.
Yeah, you figure not only will the Bears have a little reshuffling to do at the end of the season, the Vikings may have a little reshuffling to do too.
I don't think if Green Bay changes quarterbacks, that division will be any harder.
No. No.
Because the Minnesota Vikings crapped the bed when they needed a victory against
They
the
really
winless,
needed it against the win.
winless Lions. They played soft zone Graham coverage against the Detroit Lions on 4th and 2, and they let the receiver
cut right in front of him
the end zone and get the ball.
Yeah, that's okay if it's 4th and 7 and you let him throw a 4-yard pass and you tackle the guy. But it's 4th and 2 and you let the guy catch it in the end zone. It doesn't matter if you tackle him then.
That's a brain dead defensive.
It's over.
That's a brain dead defensive call.
Yeah, that's like a prevent. Like if somebody's 3rd and long and you let them catch a 5 or 6 yard pass and then tackle them.
Then why would you call that?
I don't know why you play it on 4th and goal at the 2. I don't really know, because if you let them throw a 4 or 5 yard pass, then it's a touchdown, and that's what happened. So I don't know, man. That was really bad.
The Minnesota Vikings really hurt their playoff chances real bad.
Yes, really, really bad. Let's go ahead and jump on down to our next one. We had the Giants at the Dolphins. Dolphins, how many have they won in a row?
1, 2, 3. Actually, 5.
5 in a row. 5 in a row now.
5.
My goodness, the Dolphins are actually starting to. Now we thought that they would at the beginning of the season. We thought, Tua's coming into his 2nd season.
Yeah.
And he might start to look pretty. And they're actually starting to look. They started out what?
1 and 7, and now they're 6 and 7.
So they are
ripped off 5.
Ripped off 5 in a row. 6 and 7. 6 and 7 in this environment is not bad. I mean, you could go 10 and 7 or even 9 and 8. And you got a chance to make the playoffs because the top dogs are 8 and 4.
Yeah.
So you're only 3 games out of first place right now.
Yep.
Think about that. They're 6 and 7, and they're 3 games out of first place with 5 games left.
How about that?
How about that? Man, there's a lot of diversity this year. We had the Eagles at the Jets.
Jets. Jets.
A little Minshew magic came in, and I think the Eagles have a pretty good team. Hurts was out. Hurts was hurt.
Oh. It hurts to mention that.
It hurts to mention that Hurts was hurt. It hurts me.
It's a tongue twister.
But anyway, but Gardner Minshew from Jacksonville Folklore came in and won the game for them. Like I said, I think the Eagles got a pretty good. They got a young team, but they're a pretty good team.
Now the Jets have some positivity to build on.
Mm-hmm.
The more you continue down the path of rebuilding, the more good draft picks that you get. And by picks, I mean Seattle's.
Yes, because they took Seattle's picks, didn't they?
From the Jamal Adams trade, they took their top pick. And if
so
Seattle continues to stink this year, they'll have 2 top 5 picks.
2 top 5 picks coming out of this draft. How about that, Jets fans?
How about that, Jets?
Big Al, how about 2 top 10 draft picks coming this year?
You better hope Seattle continues to lose.
Which it looks like
they will lose. They
probably will. So, we had the Colts at the Texans, and
the Texans are a freaking dumpster fire.
The Texans will probably not win another game. They started out and 1-1 there. Tyrod.
They fooled me.
They fooled me too. I thought they may go 0 for this year, and then it came out. They won 1, they won 2. Now they won't win another one. It's that bad. They won't win another one.
Wretchedly bad offense.
Yeah.
Shut out at home.
When you lose 31-0 in your own backyard,
that's a disaster.
That's a disaster happening. Yeah. We had the Washington Redskins.
Wait, football.
Football team. See, I slipped up there. I went old school.
Yes, you
I can't
did.
go old school. The Washington football team
at
the Vegas Raiders. And Heineke. He looks pretty good. Pop another Heineke, baby. He looks pretty good. Washington actually may have a pretty decent quarterback. He's not flashy. He's not throwing for 500 yards, but they're winning.
That's what Ron wants.
That's what Ron wants, somebody to manage a game and not lose it.
Yep. And that's what he did.
That's what he did.
And that gives Washington.
The Raiders really needed that win, too. I mean, they've had 1 win now, and they're past 5.
Yeah, they've fallen apart.
They're
so much offseason drama. It's riddled the locker room.
Yeah. We had the Jaguars at the Rams. The Rams needed that.
They needed to beat the crap out of someone.
They needed to be the bully in the schoolyard,
Yep.
Go in there and just smack them around, and there's nothing they can do about it. That was the Rams at the Jaguars. They smacked them around. Nothing the Rams could do about it. They just beat them up. They took their lunch money, went and ate twice, and then went on back to L.A. Because the Jaguars have their ups, but they got more downs than they got ups right now. But again, they're a young team, so it may be better for them next year. We had the Ravens at the Steelers. Man, that was a good game to watch, too.
That really hurt the Ravens in the playoff positioning race.
Yeah.
That last botched 2-point attempt.
Now, I don't know why they went for 2 right there. That's only like a 20% chance that people make 2-point conversions. But I do understand that you'd lost both your DBs and you were going to have to play overtime without your starting DBs.
Yeah,
and
it just didn't work out.
There was a little bit of pressure in Jackson's face, and he threw the ball a little bit
too high.
That much too far. If it would have been 3 inches back, then he could have probably palmed it, and it would have been an easy touchdown then. But the Steelers desperately needed that.
And they got it.
So the Steelers are still
in the playoff hunt.
Right
even
now.
With that tie to Detroit.
Yep.
Which doesn't look as bad because Minnesota lost.
Better than a L. Better than getting that L from Detroit. We had the 49ers at the Seahawks, and the Seahawks looked like they were going to get their butt kicked, but they actually won a game.
And how about Kyle Shanahan and his San Francisco 49ers in a key game?
You had them by the throat, and you let them go.
Isn't that the tale of his whole coaching career?
How many times I see throwaway leads? I've lost count.
I've lost count how many times this guy is just... He's a revolutionary man.
He's got a great offense, but he doesn't know how to finish games yet. I just don't know. There's something about he can get up 17-3 and then lose 24-20.
Something in his brain just short circuits.
I don't know. There's just something of that. I don't know if he gets ahead and he feels comfortable and he quits calling aggressively. But man, I don't know. Something's just now he may start clicking and not, but so far
it's just 6-6.
His career is 6-6. We had the Broncos at the Chiefs, and the Chiefs look like a pretty good team again. We said all starting out the first of the season, they're giving up 30 points a game. They're giving up 31 points a game.
They added Melvin
They are
Ingram.
not going to make the playoffs if they keep doing that. So what did they do? They went out and got Melvin Ingram
from the Steelers.
And they picked up
many points.
They picked up a DB yet. The first five games, I think they averaged 31 points a game. You want to know what they've averaged their last 5? 13.
Man.
The addition of one person cut their defense scoring less than half. I mean, more than half.
Oh my gosh.
So now the Chiefs, they're not scoring 50 because people are still playing too deep on them, but they don't have to score 50 because their defense is giving up 13. So they score 22 and beat you by 13 points. Yep. 22-9 over the Broncos. And the Broncos weren't playing bad.
Yeah, but they had a 20-play drive that lasted 11.5 minutes that amounted to absolutely
They got
nothing.
That's sort of sad. Converted 2 4th downs. Got nothing.
Oh no! That just pretty much sums up their whole tenure without Peyton Manning, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ever since Peyton left, it's not been too pretty.
It's been cold and mediocre.
Now, and then Monday Night Football, we had a 25-degree, 35-mile-an-hour, or was it 35? 35 and 50-mile-an-hour wind. It was cold, dude. You couldn't throw the ball from here to there without it going. So what did Bill Belichick do? He threw the ball 3 times the entire game
because he's the Emperor
Palpatine. Beat the Bills.
He's the Emperor Palpatine.
So man, he is. Why would you? Man, the Patriots have a pretty good team right now, and Bill Belichick knows how to coach.
Of course he does. He's won 6 world championships.
He went into the Bills, threw the ball 3 times, and won.
He ran the ball a whole lot, didn't he?
He ran the ball, yeah. And the sad thing is, you knew he was going to run it because he ran it 20 times straight. You know he's going to run it the 21st straight. They threw 3 times.
But they got 222 rushing yards out of that.
Scored 14 points.
That was all he needed.
The Bills made a couple gaffy turnovers, which you can't do against Belichick. And they lost 14-10 and lost the division. Now they're 2 games back in the division because that was
a key game.
A key opponent divisional
game. The Bills got to hope the Patriots lose, and then they beat them.
They do play, week 16? They play one more time in
New England this
New
time.
England.
Hopefully better weather.
So they will have to prove themselves. I mean, it's going to come down to is or you ain't
Yep.
good enough to win the division. You got to go to. It's probably going to end up going to Belichick's place and beating him there
In January.
in January.
With a first round bye. It's like the good old days, don't you think?
Still looking at maybe that Buccaneers New England matchup.
When we spent 20 years trying to avoid Brady and Belichick, and now
What do we
the
get?
world gives us
Brady versus Belichick. We can't get rid of. I mean, we put up with them on one game on one team
for 20 years.
for 20 years. We thought, we're finally get rid of them. No, we're going to have
both of them
against each other. We can't get rid of it, man.
It's like a game of chess.
It's Brady and Belichick for the rest of our lives. He'll be 70.
Belichick
and
will
Belichick will be at
90.
90 coaching, and they'll be in the Super Bowl again.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but hey, there it is. Anyways, that's our winners and losers for Week 13. Now we'll talk about our dumpster fire. Our dumpster fire of the week. Here's Marty, our little dumpster fire. Say hi, Marty. So we've got a brand new dumpster fire for you this week. Check it out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. And our dumpster fire of the week is
The Minnesota Vikings.
the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, you lost to the winless Lions.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That is horrible. How could you
As a
lose?
playoff contender? Are you serious?
Well, they were a playoff contender.
Word. That's
Now,
the point that
They were 5-6 and actually in the hunt for the wild card. Now they're 5-7 and lost
to the
to the Lions. The Lions are 1-10-1, and the 1 is against the Vikings.
You know, it's kind of like Thanos with Detroit. It's like perfect as all things should be, as perfectly balanced as all things should be.
You want me to tell you how Vikings this is?
Oh, please.
Now, I'm going to tell you, this Kirk Cousins was 30 for 40. He was 75% completion. 340 yards and 2 TDs. Their running back had 22 carries for 90 yards and a TD. Their best receiver, Jefferson, who's a good receiver, had 11 catches for 182 yards and a TD, and they lost.
What kind of logic is that?
What the crap, man? That's the Minnesota Vikings. When you can put up that kind of stats and lose to a winless team.
We're talking about the same franchise that with Randy Moss choked against the Atlanta Falcons of all opponents to go to a Super Bowl. We're talking about a team that's had Brett Favre, and he throws a bonehead pick to lose to the Saints. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the same franchise that went against the Eagles to go to a Super Bowl and blew their chance and got the crap beat out of them.
Yep, this is the
And we're talking
Vikings.
about a same team with the Purple People Eaters during your time.
Which was one of the best defenses you could ever
had
see.
4 chances.
They had
at the
John
Super Bowl.
Randall. I love John Randall on their defense
They
too.
had 4 shots at the Super Bowl and lost all 4. It's like the Buffalo Bills all over again.
And this is today's Vikings. They had more passing yards. Their quarterback had more passing yards. Their rusher had more rushing yards. Their best receiver had more receiving yards, and they lost.
How do you do that? That is the most Viking thing possible.
You don't know, man. They gave up 12 points they gave up 6 points in the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't do it, man.
Kirk Cousins is an elite quarterback, though. Am I right?
So now
He's an elite quarterback.
He's a quarterback. Oh no, he's a
I've
quarterback.
heard from Viking fans sometimes that Viking fans think that Kirk Cousins is the second coming of Joe Montana.
But the Vikings still have to play the Steelers, the Rams, and the Packers in the last 5 games. So, are they going to the playoffs? No, they're not.
If you lose to to Detroit, you're not.
No, they're not going.
That's a disaster.
No, they are not. So that is our dumpster fire of the week. The Minnesota Vikings.
That Viking ship is really stinking up this week.
It is horrible. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Week 14. We've got some fantastic matchups, some playoff changing matchups, and this Thursday one is just talking about the Vikings that we had. The Steelers are at the Vikings, and the loser of this game probably is not. going to make the playoffs.
I'm going to pick Pittsburgh because that disaster of last week, I don't know if you can get that taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, Minnesota is favored by 3, but I'm with you. I think I'm going to take the Steelers plus 3. When you lose against a winless team, if that doesn't just suck the soul right out of you, your spirit, your gumbo, they may go 1-4 in the last 4 games and just really stink it up.
To be honest, though, Viking fans have well beyond experienced all that.
Yeah, they'll still cheer their team on. So
yeah, that's the positive, though. They're probably one of the most passionate fans that has to deal with some failure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan. I know what it means to come that close. We'll jump into Sunday's games. We got the Falcons at the Panthers.
Speaking of failure, the Falcons. But realistically, my Panthers have went through a coaching shakeup.
Yeah, I'm still going to go with the Panthers, though.
They replaced their offensive coordinator, which clearly didn't work out.
Yeah. I think both teams are 5-7, and again, both teams are still in the playoffs. If you go on a 4-1 run, you're 9-8, 5-0 run, you're 10-7, you're in the playoffs. So both teams are still open to it. The Panthers are sort of
teetering on the wrong.
Yeah, McCaffrey's out for the year, so that really sucks.
And he's been injury riddled for the past 2 years, so that's problematic for their franchise.
But the Falcons, the only offense they have is
Cordero Patterson and even Kyle Pitts, if you make an extent.
Yeah, but Kyle Pitts is not good unless Cordell Patterson is there. If Cordell Patterson is there, he's good enough to take the pressure off of Pitts, and Pitts can play ball. So if you don't have Pitts and Cordell,
that's the whole Falcons offense.
That's it. So if you can figure out how to shut those two down,
you can beat the Falcons.
You can beat the Falcons. We have a game changer, a season changer, a playoff changer. Ravens at the Browns.
Oh boy. The Browns lost to the Ravens the last time they played, which was before their bye week.
Yeah.
Just before their bye week.
And the Ravens lost to the Steelers. Barely. And I think the Ravens are going to lose to the Browns.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson and that offense has struggled lately, and they're dealing with a ton of injuries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the Cleveland's has finally got almost everybody back healthy. So the Browns have lost 2 in a row. They're coming off of the bye. They're coming off the bye. They're at home. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. I'm going Browns. We got the Jaguars at the Titans.
Titans should win.
I think the line's 9. I would actually probably take the Titans -9. So that one should be pretty easy. We got the Raiders at the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will handle them pretty easy again, too.
The Raiders are kind of falling apart.
They're reeling a little bit. They're falling apart. I think it's probably a 10-point game also. Yeah. We got the Saints at the Jets.
Jets.
Jets. I think the Saints probably win this one, though.
Probably.
They probably. I think Kamara might be back this week. If he's back, then New Orleans is twice as good as what they are without him. So we got the Cowboys at the Washington Dubs.
Washington's been on a roll.
Washington has been on a roll lately.
They're 6-6, and they're the 6th seed in the. How fun is that?
You're 6-6, and you're the 6th seed of the playoffs.
How about that?
And yeah, that is nuts. But honestly, the Cowboys, they're favored before at Washington. So that's about a 7-point neutral game.
Pick the boys?
I think the Cowboys win it. Yeah, I think the Cowboys win it. Their defense is just really, really good. And as good as Heineke is, he's still young. And Cowboys defense is good. So I think, again, I'm leaning on the Cowboys defense, not their offense for putting up 40.
Because Kellen Moore.
But they're Kellen Moore. They should have shipped him out with Clappy.
You could do a video of ranting about
Yes, I could.
His offense.
God, he sucks. But anyways, we got the Seahawks at the Texans.
How about the stink off for the year?
That is horrible.
Between the most disappointing team of the season and probably one of the worst teams of the year.
Yeah, the Seahawks 4-8. I like Russ Wilson. I really do like Russ Wilson.
You want to take the Seahawks?
He's one of my favorite people, not even quarterbacks. I just love Russ Wilson. And yeah, I am going to take Seattle because the Texans are
garbage
dumpster
juice.
Yeah, you want to know why we didn't pick the Texans as the dumpster fire this week? Because we could pick them any week. They're a perpetual dumpster fire. They're a never-ending dumpster fire. You can just reach back, man, I need a dumpster fire this week. Oh, I'm just going to reach back and get Houston. Because Houston is a perpetual dumpster fire. So I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle.
The Texans are the worst franchise right now.
They are, yeah. They're 2-10, and they're probably going to end up 2-15.
But at least,
I don't know how they got those two.
At least the Lions have draft picks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Imagine being as bad as the Texans are and still not getting the first pick. That's sad. Speaking of the Lions, we've got the Lions at the Broncos. I think that's the one win for the Lions. I think the Broncos win this one pretty easy.
Yeah,
it's an 8-point window. I think it's 10 plus.
They should win this game.
Yeah,
for the hopes of their playoffs.
They're in Denver too, which is a hard place to play.
That should be a victory.
Yeah. We got the Giants at the Chargers.
We got the Bolts because they're healthier and they have better talent right now.
The line's 10.5. The Chargers at home. I probably like that. This is probably a 31-20 type game. I think it's more than a 10-point game.
I mean, the Super Bowl's being hosted in Los Angeles this year.
Yes, it is, and that brand new SoFi Stadium.
The Rams are not the only LA team to compete for that, and that's the Chargers as well.
That is the Chargers. Yes, it is. What if we have a Rams-Chargers Super Bowl in LA?
You wouldn't have to travel.
No, it wouldn't have to be traveling.
You'd just be able to sit down on your butt and game plan.
We got the 49ers-Bengals. This is another one that is season-changing. The Bengals really, really need this win, and so do the 49ers. The 49ers are 6-6. Bengals.
This is a do or die.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cincinnati. I don't think Cincinnati loses 2. Let's Cincinnati coming off of a loss at home.
You got the Bengals? I
got the Bengals. The line's 1 point, which means all the Bengals have to do is win. So I'm liking me some Bengals. The Bills at the Bucks.
That's probably the game of the week.
That is definitely the game of the week.
That's bigger for the Bills than it is for the Bucks right now.
It is. Yeah, the Bucks are 9-3 and leading their division.
And the Bills are 7-5 right now.
The Bills are 7-5 and struggling. They've been looking awesome to losing, They're sort of like
wishy-washy.
The Chargers. You don't know.
They're
a trail mix.
Trail mix teams.
You're going to reach down in the bag. Let's see. What have I got? The Chargers. Is it an M&M or a raisin? I don't know until I stick it in my mouth. You just don't know what you're getting from those two teams until about halfway through the second quarter.
We got 2 of those in the AFC.
We got 2. We got the Bills. Now I thought I had the Bills going to the Super Bowl, and right now I don't know if they're going to make it to the Breakfast Bowl. Because you just don't know who's going to show up that week. But I can't go against Tom. I mean, I can't. Not in Tampa. The Bills go 7-6.
We got the pirate ship with Johnny Depp and Patchy the Pirate joining Tommy.
Now, the Bills did look bad this week, which means this week they're probably going to look good. They'll probably end up beating Tampa Bay. But I can't go against Tampa Bay until it happens.
The pirate ship is
Tom will go in there and throw 4 TDs to Gronk and make everybody look like an idiot if you go against him. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with Tom. And then if the Bills win, so be it. Our Sunday night game, we got the Bears at the Packers.
Classic.
He'll beat the doors off of the Bears. It's a classic matchup, but
it's a tradition for Aaron Rodgers
to beat the doors off the Bears. He will.
Watch a Bears quarterback throw 2 interceptions and watch him throw for 4 touchdowns.
It's a 14-point game.
It's like a tradition to see Aaron Rodgers rip the skin off the Bears and beat the crap out of them. Was that a bit too much?
No, that's about what's going to happen. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to sit back with his broke toe propped up on that bearskin rug.
Old man Aaron.
Yeah, that broken toe propped up on the bearskin rug. His COVID toe. Monday night, we got another game changer. Man, this football's good. At the Rams, at the Cardinals.
That is a huge game. Game.
The Cardinals are 10-2, leading the world right now. With the most talent on one team that you could put, except for the Rams. But the Rams have not gelled.
You want to pick the
Cardinals
cards?
have.
You want to pick the cards?
I'll probably
have them tweeting along at 11-2.
I would probably take them. Yeah.
What a season they've had, Dad.
I think they'll be. I think they will. Line's 3. I think the Cardinals pull that. Yeah.
The Cardinals have had a dream season with all the talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And that's it. That is our football for Week 13 and Week 14. We hope you had fun with us. We always have fun doing this. Be sure and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave some comments below.
Tell us what you think is going to happen.
Share us with your friends.
Tell us if we're wrong. Tell us if we're right.
Yeah, or tell us Well, tell us something. Tell us what you eat for breakfast. What do you take to the breakfast bowl? Other than that, hit the groovy baby button over here somewhere. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.